A very good evening to you, Nompu. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, what does this all mean about the operations of the VBS Bank?
Thanks very much, Simpiwa. Well, the VBS Bank will continue to continue with business tomorrow. That is, it's going to continue lending money, and people who have loans with VBS are being advised to continue to honour their loans as per normal. And the Reserve Bank has said that people who have money to the tune of 50,000 Rand, that money is guaranteed by the Reserve Bank. For people who have in excess of that, where there are some liabilities for VBS, the curator is going to be working on trying to sort out those creditors, and that of course is a process. So it basically is going to be business as usual, but all of the strategy and the running of that business is going to be done under the curator. The board and the executive are now said to have been relieved of their duties because now the curator has taken over.
Now, another question was raised. I believe it was you who raised this question, that why the Reserve Bank did not pick up, the irregularities insofar as the non-compliance with the National Treasury regulations. Were you satisfied with the bank's response?
Yes, I was satisfied with their response, because what they're saying is that at the point that they realized that they were breaking the law, so to speak, or they were lending to municipalities or taking money from municipalities when they shouldn't have been, that's when they began to engage with them to say, look, you need to start winding down this process, because it's, number one, it's against the law, and number two, it's a very risky strategy to employ. And of course, with that risky strategy, that being taking very significant short-term deposits from municipalities and then extending loans, long-term loans to clients, and not being sure of when the municipalities are going to come and tap onto those funds. Now, when they come to tap onto those funds, they have to have the money there available to give the municipalities. And of course, they got caught up earlier this year in February, whereby they had to make a payment, but they couldn't honour it because they didn't have enough money in the system. I think a municipality was trying to withdraw money and they couldn't honour it. So these are the risks that they were warned about a long time ago. And because they subsequently came into a liquidity risk situation, or a liquidity crisis, shall I say, where they were not able to honour their obligations, this is why the Reserve Bank and finally the Finance Minister felt that they had to intervene in the manner that they've done.
Nompu, let me just quickly quote you a letter that the VBS Bank wrote to Mr. Kubi Naidu, the Registrar of Bank at the Reserve Banks. It reads in part that when VBS was then a struggling bank in the early 2011 under white management and white board control, even though the majority of shareholders were black, it hardly had any major issues from the Reserve Bank. And now that it's under the control of black management, this happened. Do you think race is the main issue here?
Well, of course, people are going to interpret things in the way that they like, but of course that was put to the Reserve Bank, and they have dismissed these kind of feelings and associations with contempt. They've said that's absolutely not right. The only thing that they respect is their job to regulate banks and make sure that they're serving the best interests of depositors. And in this particular instance, they felt that they were not doing so. VBS was not doing so. They said it's not an issue of black or white, and they also said that the vast majority of depositors of VBS are actually black people who have stock files invested in there, and some of the people who are small business people who have invested their monies there and so on. So they're saying in actual fact they're safeguarding black people's interests and not the other way around.
All right, Nompu, thank you so much for the update. We really appreciate your time. There is our business reporter Nompumelelo Suziba coming to us live from the Reserve Bank in Pretoria, wherein that press briefing has just ended. And the breaking news again at this hour is that the VBS Mutual Bank, that is the vendor-based bank, which shot to prominence for lending former President Jacob Zuma 7.8 million to reimburse the state on these non-security upgrades at Nkandla, has been placed under curatorship. And Lesacha Hanyaho, the Reserve Bank governor, has just announced that auditing firm Season Celebak Gobodo has been appointed as the curator to manage the bank. All right, this is PM News. Thank you so much for watching.